7 minutes. Pre-show. Yeah. It's not working. Let me put it here. Let's figure this out. Yo, I'ma just rock on the block, so me the doc. Everybody wanna just stop when I Ricky rock. I think I need the pliggy plug it from my keeping camera. I'ma see me Zama, hold a second when I mean. It just took a second or two. How you do, not do. Whenever everybody wanna just go ooh. Everybody wanna go done sit and grow. Maybe I'm just rack, maybe I'm just whack, maybe I'm just brown, Puerto Rican, and black. Maybe I'm a Cuban, Chinese man, and maybe I can stand in the crowd and get slammed by a white man. Yeah, that'll probably happen in my days, but who cares, man? It's all about today. It's about the time I spend at the end of the zen, and then I begin again. Maybe I'll reincarnate as a snail, get run into some salt, then I'll be like, damn. Anyway, hi everyone. This is the R9cast. Official plot dot edition. I need to come up with a new intro issue for Reservoir9.com, for ElectronBandit.com, representing AllGames.com, representing me. Let's just freestyle for 2 hours. How about that? What's up, Bridget? She's in YouTube. She's the only one there. Look, it's like a desolate. When I spit, it's all about the fitness. When I bear witness to the way that I get this money, that is when I be in the biz and I be owning the biz. I be like owning all the books like Amazon, kid. And then you can call me Steve Bezos, cause I'm the one with all the pesos. And everybody wanna say, yo, give me my money now. And I'ma just give you a little bit of cow. Ice cream, soft serve, twirly and swirlies. Everybody wanna see me and the girlies. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I like that beat. I think I am gonna actually use that beat for me, maybe. Yeah. Check it. Oh, let me turn me up a little bit. Check it. There I am. I'll leave that on the low. Maybe. Now turn it off. Sorry. Music off. Yeah. No girly, she says. I didn't know. When you're freestyling, just words come and you say them. Yeah. It's almost time. Now, you might look at that headline, the header, the title of today's show, R9cast Live, It's Almost Time. Oh my gosh, he must be talking about the launch of the new consoles. Nope. Was not. Talking about something else. Talking about something that I've been working hard on. Yeah, hard on. I've been working hard at it. And, I still got a lot of work. Today was supposed to be done today. I'm way behind. I look at I'm doing a video. I'm looking at the timeline and I'm like, there's a lot of blank spaces, and even the spaces that are filled aren't complete shots. I still got to do green screen and stuff. So I'm like, So I filled all the blank spaces. Then I got to fill it in with green screen, composition it. The good thing is that I think that the music is done. Today I was like, yo, I was listening to the song. It's like, I guess I gotta throw a little rap in there, son. And I did. I was like, let me write this real quick. But I was typing it out. And I wrote a little 8-bar. It was an 8-bar. It was a little mini rap, 8-bar. I was like, 8. I'm just gonna do 8. Because the more time that I add to the song, the more more footage I have to produce for said song video. And yeah, I'm not trying to make my life miserable, especially since I'm already behind schedule. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna play it tonight. No, you will hear it when everybody else hears it. The premiere. Now my goal is the 29th. which is Friday. Is that Friday? Because Halloween's Saturday. No, that's the 30th. Friday's Thursday. Jeez. Yeah, da. Come on, finger. Come on, finger. Yeah, 29th is Thursday. So, I guess done by Thursday night. So I'm gonna stay up late tonight. Tomorrow I got mad footage to shoot. If I could shoot all of the live action stuff, all the green screen stuff, elements tomorrow, which is a tall order because I don't have a shot list. I just have it in my brain. I'm like, okay, I need this, I need this, I need that one, I need that performance. I only have like 2 or 3 performance shots. Oh. 4, I think. Yeah, 4 performance shots, which is good. And everything else is just like kind of whatever. A lot of it's CG, obviously. So it's gonna be tough, but F it, I'm gonna do it. F it, I'm doing it live. I'm gonna do it, and that's what's that. That's what I'm gonna do. Of course, when it's done, I'm gonna be like, man, I wish I had more time, but I'm dumb, and that's my own fault for not budgeting the time. So now I know. I mean, I've known this before, but I know now through experience what not to do, and I will do okay. I'll give you a hint on what it is. It's a of the season. So it's a Halloween song for all intents and purposes, but it's not specifically Halloween. It's just flavored like that, you know. Not spooky, but you know, Halloween-ish. It fits into that. Anyway, whatever. You'll see it, and then you'll be like, yeah, it's garbage. And I'll be like, yup. That's it. There won't be any argument for me. Although the song is okay. Like for me, I hate all my stuff. I mean, some of the songs are like, okay, you know what, Stevie? You know what, Estefano? That's all right. And you know what? I would pat myself on the back, but my arms are too short to reach. You know, I'm just saying. Sometimes I'm like, all right, I gotta give myself credit. Sometimes I'm like, all right, that's better than hot garbage, which is what I use. Like I'd be like making a beat. I'm like, yeah, and then I come back the next day. I'm like, man, that's hot garbage. Deleted. Don't even try. Don't. I mean, sometimes you could bang on the beat and make it good. I mean, that's craftsmanship right there. That's like you got a block of wood and you chip away at it so long, it's a beautiful piece of sculpture, something, right? You hit it something long enough, it'll turn into something. It may not be the best. It may not be, oh, it's so inspired. I had my muse and it just happened. It just came out with me. It's awesome. In my place, stand over there. Why does Quentin Tarantino sound like that? I don't understand. I'm just saying. I don't usually work off of inspiration because I did it once and it was cool, right? It was like boom. I had a beat in my head. I was like, here's a beat. And then I did the beat exactly how it was in my head. I was like, yeah. That happened once. And I don't know what happened to that beat. That beat is on a freaking a super tape somewhere, actual tape somewhere in the archives of who cares. I can't even remember how the beat goes. That's how I'm like, it must not be important if I can't remember the beat. Bridget says, that's the whole problem, Ashley. You don't see your talent. Or the sad face. No, I know I have something. I could do some stuff. I mean, I know that I could do some stuff more than others, of course, right? But I also know that they're way mad more talented people than me. There's a dude that does piano orchestration, piano arrangements and stuff, and he does all. He was okay. I was watching one of his videos. He's like, okay, 1 minute boss theme, 10-minute boss theme, 1 hour boss theme, 10 hour boss theme. So he would spend all this time, like 1 minute composing a boss theme. He put a timer on, then 10 minutes. And I was looking at this. I'm like, damn. I mean, he's Asian. He's Asian, so piano, yes. I mean, that's a stereotype. That's one of the stereotypes. But it's true. He's like super talented. I was like, all right. I mean, I can't play a piano like that, but you. But I can composite some green screen, okie dokie. I can do some CG, okay. I don't know if he could do that. See, here's the thing. Your boy Melody Sheep on YouTube, that's where I want to get to. Look, I could sit in a room, a blank room with no walls. That doesn't make sense. A blank room with no accoutrement, no colors, nothing, right? With a TV screen playing Melody Sheep nonstop. I'm happy. It's so cathartic. It just makes you feel. His music is dope. His CG is dope. How he puts it together is dope. It's like, yo, I want to be him when I grow up. I'm probably older than him. I'm going to say I am older than him. I'm not that old. I look older. But, yeah, Melody Sheep. Check him out. He's nice. It's a lot of space stuff. But it's pretty. It's pretty and it's beautiful. And it makes me have hope for our existence. Let's talk about that for a second. I said, okay, let me read what Bridget said. You need to share it unless you are just doing it for yourself. There are different types of gifts. One needs to share and share some more once you do that project. What? One needs to share and share some more once you do the project. I can't read. Humans. You saw I was about to jump off on a rant. I'll talk about it. I don't think I'm a rant. I just lost all my rant energy. So humans, that's us. We kind of suck. So, not all the time. But when you think about the history of us, the written history that we know of us, there hasn't been a lot of change. And I think I'm like, okay, I like to look at people who are futurists, and they like, Gene Roddenberry was kind of sort of a futurist, the utopia of Starfleet, and there was no money. They had freaking replicators making food. Nobody was hungry and all that stuff, right? Utopia. Of course not. There's always war. There's always all kind of stuff, right? And that part of that is, a human condition where we have to survive. Survival of the fittest. Alpha male and all that crap. I mean, there's a reason why sexism exists, because it exists in the animal kingdom. If you look at the different animal species, some are female dominated, the elephants, matriarch, and some are not. Some are like lions. You have one master lion, one boss, and all the other kitties, all the female lion, the lionesses, which in itself is a kind of a sexist term, I guess. Whatever. They're cats. And it sucks, because I would figure that since we have opposable thumbs and we can build stuff and do stuff, I guess far greater than the other species of this planet, that we could get past tribalism as a broad term, as a broad thought. We can't get past tribalism. Why? We don't need, humans. We don't need to beat each other up and fight and all that stuff, because we have food. We don't have dinosaurs chasing us to kill us. We get food easy. We don't have to fight the tribe over there because they're eating all our buffaloes. No. We don't have to take them over because they're encroaching on our... Well, yeah. It's just frustrating. So, I would have figured by this time in history, 2020, that we would have evolved past where we are. Seems like certain people in America specifically have regressed our evolution, or just awoken a dormant gene in some people. It's just, I can't. This is why I talk about video games, because the world sucks. This is why I write songs that I'm going to put out. I can tell you what the name of the song is. No, I'm not even going to do that. Nope. Zip, 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 zoop. Not gonna do that. I'm not gonna tell you this. I'm not gonna tell you the name of the song. I'm not gonna tell you nothing about the song. I'm not even gonna stream me. I was gonna let me stream me building some sets, and nope, not gonna do that either, because my computer be like, cute as man. What the first shot is a long shot. It's like one of those one. Technically it's a one shot, but it's a long shot. I rendered it 3 separate times now. No, yeah, 3 separate times now. because there were some errors in some of the previous renders. It took like 4 hours per render. And this is on Eevee. This is not even like, oh, I'm in cycles. No. This is Eevee and it takes 4 hours. So I'm like, brr. And it's not an optimized scene. I did the I forgot what it's called. But you use the Bing or Google Maps map data for the buildings and stuff, and it you can extrude the buildings. I used Miami Bayside, the Bayside Miami area. I used that area as a base for my city, and then I extruded it and I did some creative editing with it. So it doesn't. I mean, technically it's Miami, but it doesn't look like Miami because they changed it. So that's my fictitious. I don't know. It's kind of like a cyber city, if you will. That's all the good. That's all the I'm gonna give you for now. You'll see. I'm kind of. That first scene took a while because I was having issues with Blender 2.9 and the volume, the whatchamacallit volume, principal volume node was like, nope. I was like, well, how could, it's just like totally it's like, for some reason it was opposite of how the old one worked or something. I was like, I don't know, it's not actually working exactly how I wanted it to, but good enough, close enough. Got to keep going because I got so much other stuff to do. So now all the other shots that I'm gonna do, they're gonna be simple 2-4 second shots and stuff like that, and I'll split them up. The good thing about what I did, how I did the song, is that I did the BPM of the song is 120 beats per minute, right? So pro tip, if you want to have ease of editing and you're doing 24 frames per second, do 120 frames 120 BPMs on your song, and then 24 is easy divisibilities and less math. That's all I'm saying. That way, on your cuts, they boom, boom, boom. It's all good. Super simple. But yeah, what I'm doing, right? I'm trying to fill in stuff. So I'm like, oh man. So I put in. There's a whole bunch of. Well, I put in one Easter egg today. I think I put in an Easter egg that nobody knows. And I will have to tell people about it, but I'm gonna put it in again somewhere else. That's how unnoticeable it is, basically. And it's mainly because of movement, not because of. It's in the shot for a while, but it's just I got that motion blur, son. That motion blur be blurring the motion. That's what it does. It's motion blur. Looks good. When you got motion blur on your CG, makes it look good. Make it look good. Although I don't know how to tweak it to make it. To optimize it or anything, but I didn't. I just left it as it. I think it's is it 8 samples? I think it at I don't actually. I looked at it. I was like, it looks a little less than 8 samples. Also, I uploaded a plugin that is a what the heck is it called? SSGI, I think it's called. So I believe that stands for Screen Space Global Illumination, which is kind of a fake ray tracing, if you will. It's not real ray tracing, but it emulates it. But there's a lot of artifacting and all kinds of stuff. But I was like, you know what? I don't care. As long as it makes it look kind of a little bit better, fine. And I was looking at it, I was like, okay, yeah. So I use that. My goal one of these days is to have a computer more powerful. A computer powerful enough to actually render in cycles like the things that I'm doing, because cycles look so much better. That real ray tracing, son, is like blow your mind. I was doing another thing for a friend, and I was like, let me see what this looks like in cycle. I rendered this like it took like 10 minutes for one frame, and I was like, dang, that looks so good. Why? He's like, why? My computer's like, yeah, right. My computer stood up and slapped me and said, you better put that back on Eevee, fool. What hell wrong with you? Leaving out words. That's how upset my computer was trying to render in cycles. How dare you? Before Eevee was a thing in Blender, I was rendering in cycles because that's all you could do. Man, it took me so long to render some of these things. I had to leave my computer on for like 4 days for like a 10-second render or something. That's crazy, man. I was like, man, this sucks. But anyway, Blender. Blender's good. Blender's free. Blender's so free, it's open source. So you can literally take Blender, optimize it, change it, do all kind of stuff, and sell it as your own. You could do that. That's totally legal. I'm not saying anything like off the book. That's what you could do. I'm not that ambitious. I'm not that skilled at coding, because that's what you would have to do. You know? So I just, whatever they're making at the Blender Foundation, they're already at 2.92 or 3 or something already. I'm like, I just got 2.9 like last week. They're like, huh? Oh yeah, we keep moving. But there's probably some mess ups on 2.9. So I think what was it? Well, I did have an issue with the volumes, but I think I kind of fixed it, but not really. So the one thing about Blender, every time they give you an update, like how you used to do things before might change. So you're like, oh man, now this is broken, or oh man, now that happened to me. I was trying to do planes as a video, or was it planes as it was a video as a plane, images as planes, and it didn't work, and it was because of the version of Blender that was on. So I had to update it, and then it worked. It was weird. I was like, come on, man, you guys. And I wasn't even on like a newer. Wait, was I? I think I did download one of the betas. That was the problem. I wasn't on the one of the main releases. So that's my fault. But that's okay. Whatever. I mean, we could talk about Microsoft and Sony if you want to. But my main thing about It's Almost Time is the video that I'm doing. It's my song. I wrote it. And Tony wrote like two lines, I think. I gotta ask him if he want to have writing credit on it. I'll put it on there for him. But he actually, I'm trying to think. I think those lines were in existence before I started writing the whole song. Wait, was it? Yeah, it was. Because you know how you hear something and you're like, da 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 da, and then you're like, wait, did I get that from somewhere? That's why I try not to listen to any music, but that's not really an issue because a lot of music now kind of, I don't want to say it sucks, but the hip hop specifically, because that's what I like to do. That's what I do. Hip hop. I don't know. I don't know. I can't. No. T-Pain is good. I watched like a part of his stream where he like freestyles at the beginning. I was like, damn, he's pretty good. I mean, he's good. He's pretty good. No, he's good. But yeah, man, like, I can't. It's like uninspired. I think that's the problem, right? Like, a lot of it is like, you know, auto-tune, fine. I'm used to it. I don't hate it anymore. Analog drums, I don't hate them anymore. It's really about the composition anyway. Some of the sounds suck. Like, some of the sounds are kind of weak. I like powerful drums. I like cinematic type of stuff. That really gets me going. But also, there's a place and space for the ASMR type of flavor, like the Billie Eilish. Everything that she does is, if you pay attention, that she's ASMR queen. All her songs, she's whispering and humming and barely audible. And it sounds all intimate and smooth and spooky because that's what she do. That's what she do. I never heard her scream, holler like a riff, like never. It's all. It's like, shh, I'm trying to listen to Billy. You know what I mean? That's what it's like. And I'm like, you know what? I don't hate her. I like it. That's one of the reasons why she's so why she has been so successful, because her and her brother figured out and leaned into the ASMR aspect of the type of music that she's doing. You know, it's like subdued, it's beautiful, composition wise, melody wise is great, but it's about the approach to vocals. ASMR, soft and yummy, right? Beats are like simple. They're not like crazy loud and harsh. They're like smooth and yummy. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. If you look at all the ASMR songs in history, They're all super hits. Wait till you see my. What was that? That's the Yang Yang Twins. They had the Whisper song. That was like a super hit. Why? They whispering. It's like, I'm like, huh? They whispering. Okay. But boom. Everybody else is like, ugh. I mean, you got DMX yelling. What? I'm like, okay. He's yelling. And Slick Rick. And, what's his name? I totally forgot his name. Snaggletooth. He's an old New York rhymer, MC. I don't know what happened to Snaggletooth, but he was like, he would rap like the cartoon character Snagglepuss from Hanna-Barbera. He would rap like him, and I was like, yo, that's kind of fly. I like, you know what? I was like, I kind of like that. I don't know. I'm not gonna play any of it, but I don't think I can find any of it. But it was like on a mixtape or something. And he was like, no, but I was like, oh, okay. It's like this sound better than Slick Rick though. You know, Slick Rick is British, so I think Snaggletooth was from New York. I'm not sure. Then you got the it was X-Men, but I can't remember if he was an X-Men or I don't remember. Not the actual comic book X-Men. It was a rapper. Anyway, whatever. There's a whole bunch of like Tony Touch freaking mixtapes back in the day. I used to my friend and now tattoo artist Ghost used to Ghost Style Art on Instagram if you want a tattoo. He's usually in Florida or New York or wherever else he tends to see. I don't know. He's all over the place doing ink. Anyway, tangent, but I'm just saying I can't hate on Billy, but I can hate on hip hop, the state of hip hop, the state of our hip hop. I mean, I don't know what the actual state is because it's kind of been merged and mashed into specifically trap, right? And also, I mean, there's always been kind of poppy hip hop stuff, but I'm trying to find like that New York hip hop back in the day, like that 90s hip hop stuff, but it's hard to find. I don't think anybody's doing it, which is, I mean, it's not a problem. But I think the pop music, when I say pop, I mean like random white female artist pop music. And they incorporate a lot of 808s, a lot of analog drums. I'm like, boo, 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 boo. And she's singing a pop song. I'm like, okay, that's where we at now. You know, Elvis did it back in the day. Let's steal the black people music. They still doing it. That goes back to the systemic. I can't. Let's talk about video games because everything else sucks. I mean, everything else doesn't suck, but like, for some reason, people still think that the PlayStation 5 is more powerful than Xbox Series X, and their thought process is kind of like, hey, we got ray tracing in Spider-Man Miles Morales, and y'all ain't showing no ray tracing, so blah blah blah, right? I'm like, okay. I mean, you know that the PlayStation 5 has been ready for like 2 years. It's supposed to come out last year, but then last minute they're like, uh-oh, we got to add some juice. We got to add some nitrous to this Pinto because Microsoft's coming out with a freaking Bugatti. So we got to do something. My thing is, and I hope Digital Foundry does their due diligence, and no disrespect to John Linneman, but he's showing his pony colors. Now, I know he's got issues like many of us do, so I don't want to stress him out too much. But what I will say is that he need to chill. He need to relax. He need to be like, all right, you can give him props and stuff, but don't hate on Xbox too much, okay? He's a known hater. And I'm like, why? Why do you hate on them so much? You know, it's just okay, whatever. Anyway, I was watching the Spider-Man Miles Morales footage, I would assume it's on PlayStation 5 because I was looking at it, I was like, yeah, they can't do that on PlayStation 4. But it will be on PlayStation 4. My thing is when it's out on both. I want to see Digital Foundry's side-by-side comparison to both, and I want to see the big difference on the PlayStation 5. If it's just ray trace reflections and a little bit of ray trace, and I was like, okay, maybe a higher frame rate, draw distance, FOV. Sure, not FOV. I mean, wow. I can't remember the acronym. But here's the thing. Hey, ponies, listen up. There's something funny with the PlayStation 5. Here's the thing. On the Digital Foundry video with John and the other guy, Alex Bodega, whatever his name is, they showed specifically that the PlayStation 5 is weak. I'm going to explain. They have to implement screen space reflections on top of whatever ray tracing implementation that they're doing. So I'm like, hold up. How is this next gen when they still got to do screen space reflections? Hot garbage. Throw it in the garbage real quick. Come on, son. What are you doing? What are we doing here? I was like, okay, that's kind of whack. And every time I'm going to see it now because they pointed it out and it was for like a millisecond or a second or whatever, but still, you're going to know inside your brain and inside your heart that there's screen space reflections. And that's the thing. When I saw Ratchet and Clank, I'm like, hold up. That's not reflecting everything. So what the hell is going on here? Why is there like 1-2 things being reflected, but the light skylights aren't being reflected? The purple tentacle monsters not being reflected with the glowy. I'm like, y'all know what ray trace reflections is, right? It reflects stuff. Not just like, just one thing. Oh, come on, son. It's like a half-ass illusion. It's like my concern with the PlayStation 5 is that it's going to be another it's good enough console. Like the PlayStation 4 was. PlayStation 4 Pro, excuse me. The PlayStation 4 Pro was it's good enough. They put 4K on the box. It didn't do 4K. They're barely doing 4K now on the PlayStation 5. People don't realize this. They're going to put 4K on the box. They're going to put 8K on the box because it's possible. But no, most of the games is running at 1800p, 1440p to get to 60 frames because it's a weak-ass little boxy box. And it's not even little. It's the biggest box. I mean, usually big boxes are good. But in this case, I mean, jeez. Everybody's all excited. I got my PlayStation 5. Thanks, Sony. And I'm like, why does that box look smaller than the actual console? Why does the box, like, I see all these pictures with people. I'm like, looking at it. I was like, how does that box look smaller than the actual console that comes in the box? Is it like a part and you got to put it together or something? It's like you got to build it. It's just, I don't know, man. Or it's just like at the real edge. You open it, it's like right there. No space given for whatever. But anyway, I saw it. I was like, okay, that looks good, but it's Spider-Man. And the funny thing is, it's like, it's Miles Morales. Well, guess what? It's Miles Morales and Spider-Man, which means it's DLC. It's DLC. They trying to act like it's a whole nother. Nah, it's DLC, son. Because I seen regular Spider-Man in there too. They going on a mission against Rhino, and I'm like, how come your boy Miles can't get his own game? Yo, Black Lives Matter. You know Miles is half black, right? Come on, son. That's some bullshit right there. Why Sony gotta be so racist? Why Insomniac gotta be so racist, though? I don't think they're racist. But it's kind of messed up that Miles doesn't have a full-fledged next generation, all by himself, single-player console. You know what I'm saying? That's messed up. That's second-class citizen type stuff right there. I'm like, yo, the white boy Peter Parker can get a whole game, 20-some hours, right? Miles gets 5 to 10 hours. That's kind of some bullshit, right? I'm sorry. I don't care about console launch and nothing. Give him a real game. Now, if the next game is Peter Parker again, oh, hell to the no. Oh, hell no. White boy Peter can only the white boy Peter can get a real game. Miles Morales get the. Come on, son. Give Spider-Man back to Activision, because they know, at least they gave him real games. The Shattered Dimensions. I'm gonna go back. Are those backwards compatible? They should be. That'd be dope. If they were backwards compatible on Xbox, I played it. I played Shattered Dimensions on Xbox. Like, yeah, I could play Spider-Man too. It wouldn't be the same. I never played those games though. They actually might be good. And Shattered Dimension, I believe, was the multiverse, like the Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse type of thing. You play Noir Spider-Man, you play other Spider-Mans. It's pretty dope. I don't know how many you played. I think 2099 as well. But I thought 2099 was Miles, but I think it's somebody else. I think it's a different Spider-Man. But I don't remember what year Miles takes place in. I guess it's just a different, whatchamacallit. Damn, I got a shadow just messing with me. Anyway, Spider-Man and Demon Souls, the only two games people are looking forward to, because everything else is hot garbage on the PlayStation 5. And here's the other thing. Ponies is like, oh, y'all ain't got no games for the Xbox. Why should you get an Xbox? I'm like, y'all ain't got no games either. The only true game for the PlayStation 5 that you can't play on the PlayStation 4 is Demon Souls Remake. Come on, son. I'm disappointed in Sony, because they're supposed to be the best, right? Meanwhile, remake, DLC. Where's the original game? Destruction All Stars is their jump off? Is their hotness? Come on, son, that's whack as hell. I'm like, really? A multiplayer destruction? Okay, I mean, I guess y'all are trying some type of multiplayer because y'all suck at it. Sony cannot do a multiplayer shooter for the life of it. They tried it. Mag sucked. SOCOM, garbage now. What was the other one? Something Hawk, Space Hawk, and Warhawk, and all that. Garbage too. I'm like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think a lot of people are putting a lot of confidence, or a lot of they're giving them a lot of not credit, but I mean, sure, they have a good track record, but that doesn't mean anything, because let's look at this for a second. You say Last of Us 2 is a great game. It was in some respects. Other respects, hot garbage. Not the point. The point is, those people who made that game made a piece of art that was pretty dope, fly dope. As far as technically speaking, yes. Story-wise, most of those people are gone. They left. The lead melee animator, I didn't even know that was a position, and that was a position in Last of Us 2. The lead melee animator supervisor guy is now at the Initiative, a Microsoft studio, and now he's the lead animator guy. And I was like, oh, snap. It seems like all the best parts of what made Last of Us Part 2 dope and flying. Oh, that's good. You see the animation? That's so great. Not there no more. They're gone. They left. They felt misused, mistreated. You know what? Here's another thing that I don't think people realize. Microsoft got money. I mean, that's duh, right? And they're starting to show. They're starting to flash their cash a little bit. And devs, they see that. And they're like, oh, it kind of sucks at this job here at Naughty Dog, for instance, just an example. So I think I'm going to leave here and go to, I don't know, a Microsoft studio. Who cares which one? Because they got money. I'm finna get paid. And it's not about getting paid. Like, yo, I'm gonna get all this money. It's about security, especially now, right? It's about, yo, I need a job. I need a secure job. As long as, Game Pass, I don't think people realize that Game Pass is not just, it's a good deal for customers. It's a good deal for devs, because Microsoft needs to employ devs to make games for Game Pass. So it's not like, oh, the devs like, oh, Microsoft like, y'all gotta sell this many amount of units. No. It's like making a game that we could put on Game Pass to get more people to get Game Pass. That's it. As long as the games come out and they're pretty dope and people keep signing up or stay signed up to Game Pass, devs are getting paid. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna work here for 20 years. Well, as long as Game Pass is around, you know? How long has Netflix been around? You know? I mean, that's different. But now the model is, hey, I'm Adam Sandler and they've just paid me $1 gazillion to make 10 movies or whatever it is. So I'm gonna do that. Up front, they gave me the money, so I just make the movies. He got paid. He didn't have to go to Warner Brothers or Paramount and all these other studios to beg for them to make his movie. He got paid. He makes the movies. Happy Madison Productions. Boom. He's good. He's good. I mean, he was good before that, but now he made that deal. It's like, it's a no-brainer. If Microsoft, if Xbox, if Phil Spencer or Charla came up and said, "Yo, Rafa, Steve, Brian, Kyle, yeah, we would like to hire you as an in-house Microsoft studio, make little indie games and stuff." I'd be like, yes. I would be like, yes. Anybody else say no? Y'all say yes. Let's do that. That's like money for real money. That's like they gonna pay us to do this. Like, yo, let's go. What's up? Let's go. Do the music. Let's go. I mean, the only problem with that is you can't do your own stuff. Anything you do is under the Microsoft banner, and they own it, basically. So that's the only thing about that. But you know what? Who cares? You're doing what you want to do. I mean, you're doing what you love. I mean, if you're so concerned with that type of stuff, then you're just gonna be your own boss and do your own thing, make your own deals and stuff. So that's another way to do it. It's more work, but whatever. At this point, right now, the way the world is, you might want to get with a big corporation to get that little bit of words escape me. But not insurance. Peace of mind, not peace of mind. It doesn't matter what it is, just get it. Yeah. But I'm going to continue because I doubt Microsoft even know. I'm too old anyway. They look at me like, who's this old guy talking about? Who's this guy trying to, who? But I have a plan. I do have a plan. Anyway, electronbandit.com is the site. If you go there, it's up there. If you go there, it's just like a page with other links, basically. It's a link tree, whatever that place is called. Page. I'm so cheap. I didn't even pay for the $8 a month for the super pages or whatever. So I'm like, whatever. Maybe one day I'll do some hosting. I mean, you know what? If I'm gonna pay $7 a month for Linktree to make it a better thing, then I might as well just do a hosting page and do it myself, right? So it doesn't make any sense. Like what I pay extra $3 a month and I get my own page and I can do whatever the heck I want. I can put my podcast and all that stuff up there. So I don't know. I'm not at that point yet. I don't feel the need to have an actual website, if that makes sense. Because I'm going to use YouTube better than I have. I'm using Twitch now, of course. Facebook, barely. But, whatever. There's whatever. Just ways to do stuff. And I am just going to, kind of focus on the content and a few key things in order to get stuff going. So for you guys, so I can have it out there and consistent content. I was going to say I want to do a video a month, music video. That's not practical. That not the way that my brain works. So I would say every 3 months. I could definitely spit out a video every 3 months. Definitely, at least. So 4 videos with songs a year. Probably every 2 months. I could probably do 2, 6. Yeah, I can do that. So that's something I want to do. Is like, I'm doing songs, and plus I'm doing the soundtrack for Grashers. So I got those, and it's not just music on those. I have to actually write songs too, because I decided to, hey, let's put lyrics in it. That's a smart idea. No, it's not. It's not. It's way more work. So I was gonna say, oh, I got writer's block. I don't actually have writer's block. I was just concentrated on this project that I was talking about before. So I can't, when I'm writing like that, I try to focus on one thing, so I can make boom and boom boom boom, and like I'll put the song on like while I'm at work, and I'm kind of running through my mind like the different shots and stuff, and then I'll come up with another shot and another shot and another shot, and I say, okay, put that in the memory bank for later, so that's how I get through the day. I put on the music and work. If I write, sometimes I write, but not really, because I can't write all the time when I'm working. But I can visualize the shot list and stuff in my brain. So, or say, oh, I need to do that, or oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, let me do that. So I might hum a little melody like, oh, that's a good melody. Beep boop beep beep dow, like that. Yeah, and do that. So, but yeah, as you can tell, I'm low energy. I've been working on the video all day today, and low energy. I did some coffee. I was way before, but I did finish. Like I said, I did finish the music part of it, so I'm super satisfied. Let's just say, because I'm not like the type of like, oh man, it's so hot, son. Look, that's dope. It's dope, yo. It's dope. I mean, I could play the role. I mean, I seen people like that. I'm like, yo, he's really up on his. He think he's good. And then you listen to it, it's like, oh no. I used to be like that. Not really. No, I don't think I've ever. I'm always kind of insecure about my stuff. If people like it, then they like it. If I like it, then I know that it's kind of good, because I think all my stuff is like. I always hear and see the flaws in my stuff, which is good, because that way I can be like, okay, boom. I'm always striving to get it better. When I get it to a point where it's like, yo, that's pretty good right there, then, I'll be like, okay, and then I can revisit it in a few, and I can look at it and like, yeah, that wasn't good. That always happens, hindsight and all that stuff. But you always acquire new skills and new techniques and stuff, so it's not a bad thing to always grow and want to grow. So, yeah, it's all good. I still have the snow speeder that I haven't put together, but I'm not going to do that now because I'm not set up correctly. I was looking at my studio space here, and I definitely need to tear everything out, paint, build some stuff, hang some monitors on the wall. I want all my monitors stuck on the wall. I think I have enough room. I have a 40, and I have a 23, and a 24, and a 24, and a laptop. The laptop is not going to be on the wall, but I can fit them all. The two 24s are going to be vertical besides the 40, and then 23 is going to be probably under the 24. Oh boy, that's going to be hard. I'm going to be looking up like that. Maybe I'll put that one sideways. Yeah, I might put that one sideways. See, I don't know how I'm going to do this now. See, I know I'm tired because I'm slurring my words. Anyway, back to video games. So, ponies are hyped. I think they're overcompensating for the fact that the PlayStation 5 is definitely less powerful, and they're just trying to be like, oh, Miles Morales is so good. I mean, it's good, but come on, son. And they keep. I mean, they're gonna regret. It's kind of like what happened last gen when Shuhei and Adam Boyd said, this is how you share games. And now they're paying for it, because I've seen at least 2 or 3 memes with the same thing. And so they put like a Master Chief face on it and like Phil Spencer, or just an Xbox. Hey, if you can't take it, then don't dish it out. That's all I'm saying. Now, I saw a video of this pony crying, not literally, but just about to cry about, oh, Bethesda being exclusive, that's not fair. That's a bad thing for the industry, and that's not how it should be. Yeah, I mean, Sony does it too. They bought the Final Fantasy. It's only a year exclusive, but they didn't buy Square Enix. They just bought the game. I'm like, shut the hell up, man. You know how business works, man. Come on, son. Take your punk ass, country ass out of here. That shit. He was a country dude. So I'm just like, yo, I'm like, this mudflower. This is how the ponies cry, and the tears are so salty and sweet. Yum, yum. I'm like Hannibal, except for pony tears. And I don't need no freaking fava beans. I'm still smiling inside from, it's kind of like from step to step. Microsoft is making all, I mean, they make like one little slip on a banana peel here, one little mess, but for the most part, greater than, they are having more positive moves, positive news about them, just positivity in general towards Xbox and Xbox Series consoles than 2013, obviously, and more than PlayStation. And the only thing that PlayStation has is they have quote unquote exclusives, which is just the one game, which is Demon's Souls remake, and they're trying their best to hype it up. They're like, oh, look at how pretty the graphics. I'm like, yo, y'all know that was a PS3 game. Of course it's gonna look better. If it was on PS4, it would look good too. I would bet you $1,000 million that game is on PS4 as well. I'm pretty sure. I bet you it is, and they're not telling us because they lied before. Yo, what's up, legend? How you doing? Hope everything's good with you and your fam and the meat pics. I love it. Although I have been less and less on Instagram, so, but when I do dip on there and I see, I give you a likey, I give you a heart, because that meat though, it's barbecue. It's not. But yeah, so I'm like, this dude was crying, pretty much about exclusives. I'm like, yo, this is how the game is played. If you want to steal away, if you want to have exclusives on PlayStation, well, Xbox is gonna have exclusives too. You can't hate. That's the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Hate on Sony too. They do the same thing. They bought Naughty Dog. They didn't make Naughty Dog. They bought Insomniac. They didn't make Insomniac. So they don't have arguments that are valid. They're just butthurt and sad because they can't play the games. And they're like, oh, Doom. It's like, dude, Bethesda bought id, and then Microsoft bought Bethesda. It's like it's like a fish eating a big fish eating the small fish, and then the shark eating the other fish. That's what's happening. So don't be mad because Microsoft decided to step up to the plate and hit a couple of home runs real quick, even up the score. As far as number of studios and devs, they passed Sony. They have more. Technically, they're going to have more first-party games output. I mean, Yeah, because Ninja Theory's making 2. They're making Project Mara and Hellblade 2. I heard there was some screenshots out there for Hellblade 2, but I haven't been able to dig them up. So, and somebody said that they look real good. I was like, oh, it's so good that they're making bets. Like, yo, I bet you that Hellblade 2 looks better than. One dude said Uncharted 4, and then another dude said no. He said whatchamacallit, Horizon Forbidden West. So he said the bet was Hellblade 2 is gonna look better than Horizon Forbidden West, and I was like, that might be true because Hellblade 2 next gen only. It's a next gen title, Xbox Series X and S. Horizon Zero West, Horizon Forbidden West is a cross-gen title, so which means that they're gonna have to, do a little cutting, snipping to get to fit on that raggedy ass PS4. No flying. Well, look, if they get flying in there, which game comes out first? I don't know. When did they say Horizon Forbidden West was 2021? Did they? I know that God of War Ragnarok is supposed to be next year, and also I guess Horizon is supposed to be next year. Well, Horizon would probably come out first. I would assume. Yeah. What's up, Kajito? Preach. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna crap. Horizon Forbidden West looks good. What they showed looks good. What they showed was not gameplay. And I hate Sony because they always do this. You get your hopes up, and then you play the game. It's like, okay, it looks good, but it don't look as good as what they showed. The same thing with The Last of Us Part 2. They did the same thing. And it's minimal. It's like really small little details. But me, as a dude who does CG and knows, I need to do this and I need to do this. I need to get my reflections right. I need to get my contact shadows right. All these things, ambient occlusion, blah, blah, blah. If you don't do all these things, your CG looks hot garbage. And it applies to video games too. And you have to skip back on some of those things on the retail console version in order for it to run, optimally. To optimize it, that's what you have to do. That's what they do. They'll be like, oh, this is the target render, and then they're like, yeah, we can't do that. And so they scale, shadows back, shadow quality, and contact shadows which was the case of The Last of Us Part 2, which is not a deal breaker, but it definitely, if you know what to look for, you will always see it. And it definitely takes part of that realism away, because the objects within the game, especially, mainly the characters, they don't feel like they're actually cemented into the environment. Now, if you just see the top half of them or something, and you don't see the shadow on the ground, it's not going to make a difference. But if you see the whole character, and you see the feet, or like, for instance, it was Ellie and she was going through the garage or whatever, they like redid the whole scene that they did for when they first showed it, but they did it in game, and she touched her hand up against a car, and on the original thing they showed had the shadow, contact shadow, and I was like, oh, okay, that looks dope. But in the game, no contact shadow. I was like, oh man, it's like, oh yeah, this is a video game. You know what I'm saying? It totally takes you out of. It's the, like I said, it's a little nitpicky small part, but it does matter. It does matter. It's kind of like the difference between ray trace reflection and screen space reflection. You know what I'm saying? Or cube maps, if you will. It's kind of like that. It's like, oh yeah, that looks good. Oh, that's a screen space reflection. You know what I'm saying? But oh, that's ray trace reflection. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you know what to look for, it's like, oh, okay, screen space reflection, whatever. Some people don't even pay attention to that stuff. They don't even know what that is. But me, I do. I see it all the time. I'm like, it's kind of annoying, but not really. But back to the games. So, Horizon Forbidden West. I'm trying to think, like, what else could they do besides changing the environment? What else could they do? I mean, I think it's like it's not a problem, but it's kind of like the conundrum of Zelda Breath of the Wild, right? I forgot what the next one's called, but it's going to be a sequel to that. What else are they going to do? I mean, they're going to have, temples and all that stuff, but what else? What? It's just like the next Fallout. What is it going to be? What's the next Elder Scrolls? Well, Elder Scrolls has been so far removed that it's like, okay, it's time for a new Elder Scrolls. Let's go. Give me some dragons and some, I don't know, hydras and all types of. Give me all the dragons. Vymir, whatever. All the different types of dragons. Give them to me. Cyberpunk. Once that comes out, any other open world Cyberpunk games is gonna be even worth it. Is the initiatives game, which is rumored to be in the Joanna Dark universe, which is Cyberpunk. Is that going to be... Well, you know what? If they make that a third-person game, which I would assume that it's going to be, because the leader... what's his name? Gallagher? Blah, blah. Daryl Gallagher? I think was his name. He's the one... He was the head of the Tomb Raider. When Tomb Raider came to Xbox. I don't know if he did the second one. I'm pretty sure he did the first one though. But he's the one who he was the boss. So if it's a third person cyberpunky in the Joanna Dark universe, so like Splinter Cell, Cyberpunk, I mean honestly, I think it's gonna be dope because they're hiring all the good people from basically like Naughty Dog and freaking 2K, Rockstar, all these freaking. I'm like, yo, this is like all star. This is like the American team that goes to play basketball, the Dream Team. Remember that? Back when Jordan was on the Dream Team, was he on the Dream Team? I think it was on like 1 or 2 years. Anyway, it's like the Dream Team go over there and just destroying everybody in the world. It's like, yo, basketball, swoosh, you know. That's what it feels like. They got the Dream Team coming. That's why they take us so long to build them. It's like, yeah, we're still hiring. They just hired some other fools. Well, it was a couple weeks ago. It's like, yay, new people at the initiative. I was like, yo, Super Melee animator from Naughty Dog. Oh, okay. And then there's some other technical lighting lady or something. I don't. Oh, it wasn't a lady. It was I think his name was Lauren or Loren. So I was like, oh, it's a lady. And I looked at the picture. Oh, it's not a lady. It's a guy. He's probably French or something or Spanish. But anyway. Yeah, I mean, launches are usually whack anyway. So this whole rhetoric about, oh, ain't got no games at launch, it's like, that's a super weak argument. It's not going to matter. You know, PlayStation 4 didn't jump off until 2016, 2017. So, 3 years. I would say 2022 at first, but 2023 definitely you're going to start seeing them bangers. And I'll say on both sides, but I think Sony's going to be actually behind because next year they're going to be putting out God of War and Horizon and it was Ratchet and Clank was also next year. So they have to reset. They got to, now we got to make another game. Unless they're going to use the same engine, which is not a good idea because that means it's still going to be cross-gen. Unless they have a way to make their engine, this is a next-gen engine now, and just go up and keep it moving, then that's fine. Or unless a lot of them are going to use Unreal Engine 5, and that's another thing. There's a rumor that Microsoft might be with Epic. That was the rumor, like, oh, they're going to buy Epic. I'm like, whoa. That, because like, oh, it's a bigger deal. And then they had the whole Phil Spencer and Gabe Newell had a meeting and stuff. I was like, uh-oh, with Jeff Keighley. I was like, uh-oh. So wait a second. That means Half-Life Alyx on Xbox Series X. Oh, imagine that, son, without VR or with VR. Or Microsoft announces, well, there was a leak that the VR is going to be, they pushed it off of the Xbox One X, and he's like, yeah, let's leave it for the next gen. And so, and it's just like a PC compatible thing. It's not like, oh, we got to buy a specific Xbox Series X VR. It's just like, just buy whatever is out there and just plug it in and it works. It's like, yes, please. That would be the best. And I think that's what's going to happen. Legend says, but what difference does it make? Can't get a PS5 anyway. Might as well be next year. Yeah. The whole pre-order stuff is ridiculous. My birthday is November 10th. And the Xboxes come out on November 10th. It's crazy. It's a crazy coincidence that makes this whole year not as bad as it is. Just a little bit better. Not and it's only for me because it's my birthday. And I choose to see that as a bright coincidence. Not that it's a big deal for anybody else, but I'm just saying. And this whole, like, the whole pre-order thing is crazy, and I'm going to go to my Best Buy on my birthday, right and early when it opens up, and I'm going to walk into that motherflower, and I'm going to see if they have any. Now, I'm probably going to go the night before to see if there's a line, if people are actually waiting online to get it for real. If not, then I'm be like, good. If there is a line, I'm going to be like, I'm not waiting online. I'm not. I am not that desperate, or I'm not that eager. I don't know what word you want to use, but I'm not. Maybe I'm just too lazy. I have an X. I have an Xbox One X. I'm fine until I can get a. I was gonna say a Series S because I'm gonna use it in here just to stream. But I thought about it. I was like, well, if I get an X, a Series X, I can just put that one in the main room in the house with the 4K yum yum, and then use my 1X in here. Boom. So I only have to buy one, Xbox. But my methodology was that if I got a Series S, then I can wait the 2-3 years for the upgrades to come, and I won't feel as bad spending only $299 versus $499. You know what I mean? So I think I might still do that, honestly. And I just have to play a lot of games in here, which is not a big deal, but it's less comfortable than in the couch with the big old. I mean, I have a 4K TV here, but it's not HDR, so. But that's fine. I don't need Well, it kind of sucks because the Series S is gonna have auto HDR and all that stuff. I mean, I'll probably test it out over at the big TV, the good TV, the 65, but whatever. It's not a big deal. We finally admit that the Series S is a total waste of time. No, it's not actually. I'm still thinking about it, and honestly, it's really comes down to the price. The price is so good. The price is like, yo, get a Series S or a Switch. I'm like, I get a Series S all day, son. I can't. No. It's like saying, oh, the digital version of the PlayStation 5 is a waste of time. It's the same argument. I mean, you can say, oh, but it's the same hardware, same performance. I'm like, okay, but what people, it's like video game heads don't understand, the PC side of things, and the PC side of things is is kind of where Microsoft is coming from. Game scale, and they have to scale them now for PlayStation garbage and PlayStation 4 Pro. So it's like they're scaling them anyway. So it's gonna be another scale. That's all. Legend says, yeah, but you're still going to have to spend a bunch of money to get the power that you want. It makes no sense to get the Series S. Well, I mean, that's the thing. That's why I think I want to wait anyway, because I want to see how the S kind of shakes out, because as I understand it, the S is basically a lower resolution machine. And so that's why it has less RAM. That's why it has less CUs in the APU for the GPU side. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So if it's loading lower resolution assets, if it's loading 1080p assets versus 4K assets, then yeah, that makes a big giant difference as far as speed of RAM and all that stuff, and amount of RAM. So I'm like, okay, this all makes sense in my head, that it will perform probably just as good. And Phil Spencer said it, I think it was yesterday or the day before, that it will load games in some instances faster because the assets aren't as big on the Series S than they are on the Series X. And I'm like, yes, that makes total sense, because it's still the same throughput for the RAM and the SSD. It's just that the clock speeds of the CPU and GPU are different. Legend says, I'm not buying a next-gen system for a lower resolution machine. Yeah, okay. I mean, if this machine, if the S was going to be my only machine, like next gen, quote unquote next gen, and that's the thing. I mean, I keep going back to, they're gonna have a refresh. You have to pay attention to what AMD is doing as far as Ryzen 3 and the new graphics card and stuff. Once all those things come out, Phil Spencer already said they're working on the next Xbox, that's kind of tradition. Once the new stuff is coming out, they're always working on the new stuff. And since AMD is on such a freaking schedule that Zen 3 is about to pop and all the new graphics cards are about to pop, I mean, it's supposed to be like twice as powerful as Zen 2 as far as the CPU stuff. I'm like, huh? It's like double performance. I'm like, and it's 5 nanometers. It's actually smaller than the 7. I'm like, yo. So I'm just guessing in 2 to 3 years, there's gonna be a new Xbox. Period. So I'm like, yo, I think I'm good with paying $299 for a good enough Xbox. Just like the PS4 Pro was a good enough, not really 4K machine. People fell for it. But at least I know what I'm getting. You know, Microsoft's not sitting here lying to me like, yeah, this is next gen only generate. We believe in generations. And then blog posts like, yep. It's like, try to slide in there. Legend says, it's about power. I want more power. And that will cause me to spend money. I'm not spending money just because it's a shiny new box. Well, that's the thing, though, because I have Game Pass till 2022. So if I get an X, if I get a series, I'm trying to be logical. I'm trying to be like, yo, this is good enough. I'm satisfied with this. I don't need the high resolution in here because I'm streaming. I can only stream at 1080p, right? So I can't stream at 4K. As long as the frames are high for me to watch when I'm playing, I'm only going to stream out 60 frames. But if I can get one, well, actually, I can't play 120 on the screen anyway, so it's only going to be 60 frames. So that's perfect. The Xbox Series the Xbox Series S is perfect for my setup, and even a future setup. I'll still be doing 1080p, maybe a higher resolution, but it will output in 4K, you know. So it won't render natively in 4K, but it will upscale output to 4K. You know, just like the PS4 Pro does, same thing. You know, it's all their games are not native 4K. They're one maybe, but it's the same thing that the Pro does. The PS4 Pro. So think of the Xbox Series X as a PS4 Pro, but with a better CPU and more RAM and a faster hard drive and throughput for I/O for the RAM and stuff. Think of it that way, yeah. That's kind of how I'm so it sits in between the PS4 Pro, which is better. It's better than the PS4 Pro, and the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. So wait. Yeah. So I'd say that. It's better than the PS4 Pro, slightly less better than the PS5, and no way, not even close to XSX. Legend says, so why don't you just keep your Xbox One and play the games on that and save $200 instead of trying to save $100 on the newer system? Because I want to stream from here sometimes, and I have an OG Xbox first day one edition, the big VCR, and I tried streaming on it. I'm like, this is the frame rate is so bad. I mean, I can see if I could like put the resolution down to get frames on it or whatever. I was playing Grounded, and I couldn't do it. I was like, this is really bad. I couldn't play it. I mean, there was a little bit of latency because I was watching OBS, so I was playing through OBS. I was watching that, but still, the frames were bad because I was playing on my Xbox One X, and they just gave an update, and I was like, they must have optimized something because this feels real smooth right now. It's like 60 frames right now. I'm like, hold up, they did something. I mean, it's not locked 60, but it's like some points I'm like running through the grass. I'm like, yo, this is smooth as hell. They must have did something because I think it was 30 before. I think they had it locked at 30, but yeah, they're making moves on that game. But I think I want to do that so that I can have like one toe in, right? And not have to like feel, because this gen I got, like I said, I got the day one edition, that's $500, and I got that 1X, that's another $500. That's $1,000 plus tax, and I enjoy it. It's fine, it's cool, but I don't feel exactly super good about that, right? So I'm looking at the Xbox Series S, and I'm like, it's right up there. Let me change it. It's right, yeah. There's the S. I don't feel as bad as buying a $299 console, the Series S, as I would. I would have less buyer's remorse. I feel that $299 for the Series S is worth it, if that makes sense. It feels like a good deal, especially if I was gonna say is if I do the payment plan. I mean, I don't need to, but I would get more Game Pass, and what do you save? Like $20, or maybe it's $20 more or something. So it's kind of worth it, but not really. I'm not gonna do that, but it's also an option if I really need to get it. I'm like, oh man, but I don't need to. Legend says, Come on, man. That S looks like a speaker. You need two of them. An amp. It does, but I want to see how they. I want to see how they customize that too. If that little grill just pops off, you know, I'm spray painting that straight up, straight away. I'm gonna put Electron Bandit on that bad boy. You know what I wanted to do? I think I'm gonna write to like Major Nelson or somebody. I want to get those empty shelves, because they just look cool. You know, I mean, they could send me an actual console, but I don't like asking for stuff. Asking. I know they have a papercraft Xbox Series S. I might just download that and try to put that together, maybe. But yeah, like the empty shells. I mean, I'm pretty sure they have a bunch of them around just collecting dust. Just send it to me. I'll pay for the postage. You know what I'm saying? Just come on, son. Let's go. It's a cool little box. You know, I can make some stuff out of it, maybe, or I don't know, make a little mini PC out of it. That'd be cool. But you know, it's just I'm a fan. I'm a fan of video games in general, and so I know I'm an ex-bot for all intents and purposes because I don't have a PlayStation 3 or 4. I got a 1 and a 2. My PlayStation 1 is pristine. It's so pristine. It's not even yellowing. It's the best. It might be the best condition any of my consoles that I have is in. It is so, it's nice. I'm like, I don't even play it. I think I have Gex for it or something. I looked at it, I was like, damn, that's a good looking. I mean, it's good looking because the console is like pristine, no scratches, no nothing. I might try to find Shadow Colossus for that bad boy and play that joint. You know what I mean? That'd be dope. That would be dope if I could get a few old school PlayStation games. Maybe I'll do that. If I can find some old school PlayStation 2 games. I got PlayStation 2 as well. I got the little one. That one's a little bit more beat up, but if I can find like Shadow of Colossus, maybe I'll look on like Amazon or something, and I'll stream that. I've always wanted to play that. I know the original is janky, and I know they have the remake, but I have the PlayStation 2. Why would I, spend money to get the remake? Legend says, I'm building a dust-free airbox for my systems made of plexiglass and aluminum, with filters so my new systems never experience dust, or at least that's the plan. Probably even going to throw in some RBG. I'll keep you informed. Yo, that's dope. That's a good-ass idea, man. Huh. Are you going to have a in and out fan system? You know what I mean? Like, I was thinking about that too, because the thing that we have our consoles and our amps and stuff in, or amp in, is it's actually, let me see if I can pull it up. It's from El Dorado. El Dorado Furniture. I don't know if that's a Florida thing. El Dorado. If I can spell furniture. I want to see, because we got it from basically they have, what they do is they give away. They have consoles. I guess that's really good. They have a thing where they donate, I guess, their overstock or whatever that they don't sell, or if it's damaged or whatever, to a place that's near our house. And the people, they were like, yeah, we get it from a store, we're not gonna tell you. And they didn't tell us, but I was like, I saw the commercial, I was like, yo, that looked like our couch, son. And guess what, it kind of was. And so that's what it is. This is some weird ass stuff here though. I need it. It's a TV. It's specifically a TV stand. There we go. The living room sets. Am I on the right? Okay, I am. Good. I need white, but it needs to be a. Yeah, I don't know if it's in here. I mean, it's an older. And it was. I'm trying to remember how much it was. Yeah, it's not even in here because I don't see it here. So let's do living room sets. Yeah, it's not gonna be here either. But anyway, it's God dog it. Manuals and electrical. Yeah, we have a couch with electrical outlets and electrical chair. You press the button, it's got like LEDs on it. I was like, yo. And the couch. How much is the couch? The couch at Eldorado. You see how these prices are. That's what I think it was like $1,400, like $1,500 for the couch. We paid like $5 or something for it. I was like, yeah, boy. This is what I count. Nah, not really. It has things on the side. Anyway, God dog, these are couches. But anyway, this is the. Sorry. TV stands. Here we go. That's it. That's it. I mean, that's not it, but that's pretty much it. That's not the one I want. Come on. Oh, Jesus. Why is this still on the same old page? Come on, website. What are you doing? Oh, here we go. TV stands. There we go. Okay, so let me see if I can find. Ours has the opening for a fireplace like this. Actually, this is it, except black. This is the exact one that we have, except ours is white. This is it right here. This is the one we have. Yep, it's got this. Yep, this is exactly what we have. Let me press on it. And the reason why I bought it, $6.99. The reason why I bought it is because I saw the speaker. It has a freaking speaker in it. It has a sound bar basically in it, and it's Bluetooth and all that stuff, right? But it didn't come with the fireplace, and I was like, we don't need a freaking. We're in Florida, we don't need a fireplace, and it didn't look like the fact that there wasn't in there. It didn't look like it needed. It didn't look like it was missing anything. So I was like, and it was $30. $30 from $6.99. $30. And the reason why this one was $30, the other ones were like 40 or 50, or I think it was 50 or 60 actually. And the reason why the one that we got was $30 is because it had like a couple of stickers on the top, right? And maybe a little nicky nack on one of the corners or something, right? And I was looking at it, I was like, okay. And I got that bad boy. I peeled them stickers off clean. It looks, man, we got so much, man. Okay, we don't have LED lighting, but it's got the speaker. This a whack ass. Our TV looks better than that. It's a big giant heavy thing, but it's good. I was so happy. I was so happy when we got this bad boy. I was like, yo, it's crazy the deals that we got. Yep, that's it. And see, this is a problem, right? So when I have my Xbox is here, my Xbox One X is here. We have a which I think is a Pioneer receiver here. You know, wires going through there, and then the wires from the soundbar go to the amp, and then from the TV to the amp to the, anyway. And in the middle is the middle speaker, and I put the two other speakers on here. I think I'm gonna run those to the back and actually throw them in the couch or something. I don't know. I'll do something. Anyway, this is the thing. It's pretty dope. It's $30. Come on, son. What a deal. What a deal. And granted, it's not like solid wood. It's it's better than IKEA. It's still like particle board or whatever they use, press board or something. But it's super dense. It's super heavy. These things on the bottom, there's a super steel, metal, heavy joint feet. Like if this thing is all destroyed, I can take the speaker out, the glass doors out, and these metal things and make another piece of furniture or something. Because it's super quality stuff. Anyway, that's the hook. That's the setup. So I got my Xbox One X here with the hard drives in the back and the wires going here. So that's my thing. Like, how would I do it? I would have to have a intake fan here on the bottom, right? If I were to close the door, because when I use my Xbox, I have it open. I would have an intake fan coming in, and then an exhaust fan there, you know, and you put the filter here, and you would you put? I would have to kind of wait. How would I do this? I mean, there would still be some leakage, around here a little bit. But if this is going out and it's right where the heat from the Xbox One X goes right out the back, so that would suck it all out. So it would be pretty cool, I would think. But I would have to, there's a little hole there, so I would have to close that up and, you know, do a little muffler, keep that like the fan, and I would like stick it directly to the Xbox so it goes right out and it doesn't stay inside. And so the intake would get all the cool air, and yeah, that would work. Actually, I might do something like that. I have a lot of old computer fans, so I might try to hook up a little 5-volt USB action there. That might work. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Anyway, yeah, that's it for that. But yeah, you see the dimensions. The thing is big. It's big and it's good and it's good and it's big. All right. Anyway, that was a deal. That was a good deal. What else though? I mean, look. I think I feel good about just getting an S, getting back to that, and seeing how this generation pans out, if you will. I know there's the console war and the fanboys, and I don't feel the need to say, oh, I have a Series X, so I can brag I got the most powerful. It's not that. I mean, it's important, yes, but to me right now, it's not. Honestly, for real, if I had a super dope computer and stuff, I would probably try to get an X, Series X. Now, I know you're going to say, oh, you're just going to play it on a computer. No. I need a super dope computer so I can do the CG more efficiently. And that's as far as priorities go, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at, okay, I need to buy better graphics card. I need to buy a better CPU, RAM. Well, the graphics card is probably going to be the last thing I get. But I need a motherboard, CPU, RAM. They just announced all this stuff, all this new stuff. You know, new CPU on AMD side. I'm like, great. Now I got to get a Ryzen 5 50. I think I'm 5600X. I'm like, that's pretty good. I think that one is that 816 or is that 1020 or I don't remember how many cores. It might be 612. No, I think it's more than that. But anyway, they were like, yo, this CPU outperforms the i9 1090, whatever the new i9 is on Intel side. I'm like, huh? This ain't even the monster AMD. This ain't even a Ryzen 9 or whatever. This is a Ryzen 5. This is like the beginning of the mid. And so I'm like, I'm gonna have to give me that, because I'm not getting a 3990 or 3930, whatever the hell it is, X. I'm not getting that. That's ridiculous. I can't 3264. I can't do that, because the motherboard is gonna be like $200. I gotta get super dope RAM. I get like 32 gigs of RAM. I mean, I want to try to get 32 anyway, but I probably end up with 16 to, you know. And I'm looking at motherboards, and I'm like, wait, now there's a whole issue with, oh, you got to update the BIOS. And I'm like, come on, so can't I just slap this stuff together and just go? Why I got to update the BIOS, and if you mess up, then you can't, and blah, blah. I'm like, nah. This is why people don't mess with PCs. This is why people are console people, but I need a PC. And I don't want to buy a pre-built because they're hot garbage and they got all the old crap on it. I'm like, no, I want a Ryzen 5 5600X, please. Yeah, you know, give me some RAM. You know, maybe I'll upgrade the RAM later. Maybe I'll get the good RAM now. You know, give me a little. I'll just probably slap in my whack ass graphics card. Probably need a new power supply, because I don't think that power supply is strong enough. It might be. Yeah, I'm not buying a new case. I probably use my old case. This is an old piece of junk case, but hey, it does the job. So it's like, and that's why I'm like, first I'm hesitant because of that, and then the prices are ridiculous. I'm like 2080s. Everybody's trying to get rid of their 2080s. They're selling them for like $500. I'm like, yo, you know I can get like, you know, a 3080 for like $499, right? You know that, right? I'm like, I'm not. Why would I buy your hot garbage 2080 Ti when I could get a freaking 3080? It's just destroy this. It doesn't make any sense. I'm like, So I can't even if I had the money, I still wouldn't do it because I was like, yo, these prices are ridiculous. It's too high. I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. You know, I'm looking at the CPUs. They are a little higher, but they're not so high that it's like, maybe $20, $30, because I think the old Ryzen 5 3600s were 180 something, and now they're like 200 and up. So they've gained some monies, but that's not a deal breaker. It's like, $20 more, okay, whatever, But when it's like hundreds of dollars, and it's really about performance, right? Like I said, the 3080 is better than 2080 Ti, and it costs the same, and that yours is used, and this is brand new if you can get it. I'm like, nah. And I'm not gonna get a 3080. I'm gonna wait to see what AMD stuff is, even though their graphics cards usually aren't the best as far as comparison. But I've heard some good stuff about the new Radeon stuff. So I want to try to build all AMD stuff. Like right now, I have an Intel processor with a AMD RX 4080, which is technically I can make it a RX 480. I can make it a RX 580 with a BIOS update, but I'm not messing with it. Nope. So I just have it kind of like stock overclocked. So whatever. And it does okay. It's all right, whatever. I'm not playing games like that. So that's the thing. And that's where I want to get the S. I can just plug it in, boom. No disc, don't have to worry about the disc. I have Game Pass, and that's another thing. I have Game Pass, so it's like it's the perfect Game Pass box. You know what I mean? So, and there was rumors that Xbox is making like a Roku type of stick, so it's a Game Pass stick basically. You just plug it into your TV and you get Game Pass. I'm like, oh, that's all right. I mean, I don't need it because I have Xbox, so. And I can play Game Pass on my phone. But actually, I mean, that's streaming though. I don't think I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I'd rather just play it on my console. Not native. Whatever, from the console. Not streaming. Streaming is kind of whack. Still not there yet, but that's because of our internet, not because of the technology per se. What was that? But yeah, so that's what I'm looking at for the next couple years. I'm telling you, man. I probably say this every week, but my prediction is that Sony is gonna come out with a new mid-gen refresh before Microsoft, or they're gonna try to. I know for a fact that they're working on it right now. I know for a fact that Sony's working on the next PlayStation. You can call it the PlayStation 5 Pro if you want to. I think that's what they're gonna call it too, because if they turn around in 2-3 years and call it PlayStation 6, oh hell to the no. Mad people will be mad. That's not gonna fly. So they have to call it PlayStation 5 Pro. And the problem with a PlayStation 5 Pro is that it's gonna be a different machine. It's gonna be way more powerful. I will assume that it's gonna be Zen 3. I would say at least RDNA 2. But by then, by 3 years from now, RDNA 3 is probably gonna be out, right? So that's what I'm saying, yo. It's like I wouldn't buy a PlayStation 5. Especially when Demon's Souls is the only game that is actually a next gen. Unless you want to play Volcano High, whack ass Volcano Bug Snacks. That's the game you need to. I think that's on PlayStation 4 too. Bunch of cross-gen crap, man. They lied. Jim lying Ryan, boy, I swear, right to our faces. It wasn't to my face because I wasn't looking at him. But, dude, if y'all excited, you're like, yo, I love PlayStation, right? And he's like, yes. And he lies. And it sucks. I mean, I felt it sucking. Even though I'm like, hold up, he just lied like that? Because this is video games. It's like, when you want to be nonpartisan about video games, if a boss of one of the video games is lying, it hurts the industry because it's like, yo, why you are not helping the health of the industry when you do these stupid things, nefarious, trying to get over. What was the purpose of deceiving PlayStation hopeful fans or PlayStation fans or maybe someone who might be a PlayStation fan in the future? What was the purpose of that? Try to make that money. Try to maximize profits. They don't. I mean, there's a difference between, yes, all these corporations need to make money and being fair and honest to your customers, right? Because that, you get goodwill and people hang around. Like, yo, I love them because they treat me right and I had a problem and they fixed it and they don't lie to me and tell me one thing and do the other thing. I mean, there's a whole controversy about the Halo armor coatings, and I'm like, uh-oh. It's like, yeah, y'all really? Come on, Xbox. Come on, 343. Are y'all really doing this with the damn, just freaking, I know it's free to play, but come on, son. Don't be charging for shaders. Don't do this. And they're going to do it. I mean, they're like, well, you can earn it in game if blah, 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 but you can buy them too. I'm like, all right, well, you know what? If here's the thing. As long as everything that is in the store that is purchasable is able to be gotten without having to actually put actual money to buy it, then it's fine. If you can get it in game somehow and it's not crazy ridiculous, then that's fine. Because that's for the whales and the rich people and the people who are impatient and the people who don't have time but have a lot of money. And they be like, I just want to get everything, and I'm going to play for 2 seconds and okay, I'm done. And that's fine. That's quick, easy money. I got no problem with that. But if you make it super difficult and it's kind of like, well, this is too hard. I'll never be able to get this. I have to buy it. Then that's a problem. So there's nothing inherently wrong with doing that. It's just how they implement it, and is it fair? Is it like, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. It's about being fair. In this life, when we deal with people, we deal with friends, we deal with professional partners, social partners, all these different types of relationships. It's all about fairness. And some people think that the Bethesda acquisition isn't fair. Well, they're wrong, because, that's just part of the game. But, Lion Ryan and Sneaky Cerny, man, I don't know, man. All is fair in video games and war, but it doesn't seem like they're treating their customers fair to me. And I'm like, why would I want to buy into a company that treats their customers like hot garbage and just straight up like, like, hey, this is one thing, and then it's like, actually, they straight up lie. It's like, you can only play Miles Morales. Well, okay, they didn't say that. It's like, look at that next gen Miles Morales. And they put it out there like it was only gonna be. They did that on purpose. And then they put it on the blog post. Sneakily. They didn't announce it. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a PlayStation 4 too. No, they didn't do that. And that is the one thing that's like, no. Nah, I'm good. If I want to play Miles Morales, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy me a PlayStation 4. An old used PlayStation 4. So you, Sony, are not gonna get that unit sale. I'm gonna give the person who owned it before, I'm gonna give them the money. Hopefully it works. But that's what I'm gonna do for my little jet plane PlayStation. You know what sucks? I might have to get a third-party controller because the DualShock 4 is hot garbage. Oh, hell no. Nope. And speaking of controllers, did you guys see? They showed the DualSense. The DualSense tucking apart. DualSense breakdown. See if they showed up pictures. Images. There it is. I think is it? Oh wow, they really went for it on that one. Look at this. This was not even close. This stupid CG rendering. This was not even. It was kind of close a little bit, but it was not even close. They had 2 fans. What was that one? Geeky Break. Where's the? Why does these are so low res? Low. Why are they all stretched out? What's wrong with these people? What's? Oh, there it is. It's better. Oh my gosh. Instagram. Can I? Okay. You know what? All right. So let's just get out of here. So these are sucky pictures. This is the picture. I want to see if I can get a better picture of the. I think I saw it here. That was the one I want to get. That's a better picture of what I want to see. What I want to point out. Remember when Sony said, "Oh, there it is, haptic feedback, haptic feedback." Okay, that's not the better picture. It's not. That's reset. That is reset era. So why do you? Okay, sorry. Let me see if I can find a better one. So that's the DualShock 4. You see the rumble motors. This is the DualShock 5 with the blah 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 motors. So they're basically the same size as the rumble motors, except these are haptic feedback motors, which is, let's look it up. What's the difference? Haptic feedback versus rumble. No, rumble motors. But the problem with traditional rumble pack is that the vibration is all one level with little variation in its intensity regardless of its cause. That's where haptic feedback comes in. But when it comes to haptics, that's like cut off. Question. I see people, but is haptic feedback the same as Xbox PS4 support? This is something Rumble can do. Rumble is a form of haptics. Rumble is just vibrating steadily at various frequencies. Haptics is controlled vibrations at set frequencies and intervals to provide a sensation representative of any game action. You can do bumps, knocks, or tap your hand or fingers, and lots of other stuff as well as rumble. Accurate. One fun thing. Rumble is generally understood to be created using the method that's been employed by cell phones for a while. First used in a game controller with the N64, that is, but attaching an off-balance weight with a small motor and spinning it. There's also another way to create vibration, though. That's much more detailed. The Steam and Vive controllers use voice coils like speakers. These are essentially linear induction motors, the same as the motor in a speaker. These are great because the motor doesn't have to spin up to start making vibrations. You just pump a signal to it and it generates force. This is how the touchpads on the Vive controllers get those nice little clicks in them, like the creaking in the bow when drawn the string back in the lab. If you want to search further, the traditional rumble method is called offset weight motor, and the new rumble method used by Vive Touch and more recent phones, etc., is linear resonant actuator for making a surface buzz in a programmable manner, like the touchpads on a Steam controller, but sadly not the touchpad and the Vive controller. You may also find piezoelectric actuators. Are there any obvious drawbacks with piezoelectric actuators, or why wouldn't they have gone with the Vive controller too? With them on it, linear actuators already mess with the IMU the controllers relay on for tracking. Tracking and stuff. Huh. Dang! Yo. Yo. Yo, that's crazy. How many freaking how 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 screens, and I mean, I know all these computers aren't. Actually, they have to be running, right? They have to be running and they have to be connected together. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's probably more in the back and stuff. Sorry, I hit the mic. Wow, X-ray. Okay. So yeah, so the Rumble, the old school Rumble is just a turning motor, offset motor, and the actuator, which is I guess what this is, but I guess it's like a speaker. I guess that's what they're using. That's a cooler technique. I think I will assume that the next generation of Xbox controllers, not the ones that they're coming out now for the Xbox Series X, but the ones past that, like a new generation, would have those actuators as opposed to old school Rumble triggers. If they don't have them already, but I doubt. I think they would. They would probably had talked about it if that was the case. But who knows? Maybe they'll open it up and they'll see what's in there. But yeah. All right. I mean, I got nothing else really. Destruction All Stars, Dirt 5, Ghostwire Tokyo, Xbox game, not exclusive, but Legend. I guess you probably play it. I don't know if that's exclusive to the PlayStation 5. That might be a PlayStation 4 game too. Let me know when it boots up. I want to see the Xbox Studios logo because it's gonna say that, and that's kind of cool. You're gonna be playing PlayStation, like PlayStation 5 or 4 or whatever, and have that Xbox logo jump up there. You'd be like, you gotta freak out like, I can't believe it. This is blasphemy, blasphemer. How dare you? How dare you? I still don't. Man, they're too close. They're too close. And it's kind of the same controller. They just made this a little longer here. It's not that. Yeah, Ghostwire Tokyo. Ghost Rider Tokyo looks pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. You know what the thing is that I realized? I realized this like a week or two ago. That Xbox actually has a Japanese studio now. When they bought ZeniMax, what are they called? Madhouse, Doghouse, whatever they're called. The people who make Ghostwire Tokyo, that's a Japanese studio. I was like, oh, they're in Japan. I was like, oh, so this Xbox needs some Japanese studio. They have one now. Well, I mean, given that the deal doesn't fall apart or anything, but they have one, so it's kind of cool. So I was like, oh, okay. So basically, what could happen? This is what could happen. Okay, so they have Doghouse, whatever the heck that freaking studio is called. They could literally grow that studio to be a gigantic Japanese studio that has multiple teams working on games. They could do that. I mean, you can't put too much past Microsoft right now because of what they with that Bethesda ZeniMax move is just ridiculous. So it's like, yo, I think they're serious about games right now. I think they're serious about content. So, people saying Xbox got no games, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, okay, you can say that. You can say that as long as you feel like you can say that. But that's not how it's going to be forever, ever, 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 ever. So, it's going to be interesting. And I'm tired. And also, Austin Evans did an unboxing, whatever. I don't know where it is. But they showed that the actual PlayStation is not white. It's kind of like a gray. It's kind of like a really light gray. And I was like, it looks white though. But then he showed it. I think he showed it next to a original PlayStation controller. I was like, oh snap, that's kind of close. So I was like, okay, that's cool. But in all these images, it looks white, right? So I'm like, it's white. It's pretty white. It's not like robot white or nothing. But whatever. For all intents and purposes, is white. Oh, dude, I'm gonna get me another. I need to get me another Xbox controller. I think I want to get that blue one. I think it's called the Shock. The color's called Shock. It's blue and white. It looks like Sonic. I was like, oh, that blue one's kind of tight, son. They had the white one, which is I think Robot White or whatever. I was like, they've had white ones, but that blue one, I was like, man, I might get that blue one. I might have to start controller collecting. I'm not gonna control. I might start controller collecting if I get them on Black Friday every year for $35 or whatever they are, maybe. But I skipped like last year. I was just too lazy. I was like, I don't feel like going to Best Buy right now. It's literally down the street. I could walk to Best Buy if I wanted to, but I was like, I don't feel like going with people. And this was before, like, you know, the Holocaust. The COVIDs. I was gonna say the apocalypse, but same difference, right? But Legend says, I wish I could get a PS5. All those demos floating around starting to give me the bug. Yeah. I honestly, this is not me being an Xbot or Xbox fan or anything, but I'm looking at the PlayStation 5 and I think it could be better. Like based on like the technology, just based on like what the Xbox Series X is doing, right? And I'm looking at it, I'm like, I'm looking at the PlayStation 5 and I'm like, first of all, it's huge. You don't want a big, ginormous, it's too big. It's way too, I would say the first reason why not to buy a PlayStation 5 is that wait for Slim. Because that thing is huge. And so I'm like, wait, if it's that big and they're overclocking it and they need to cool it and it's that big, there's no way they can make it smaller because they need to make it that big in order to cool it. So you're going to have to wait for a next-gen refresh. So I'm like, and plus, they're not going to have any game. Lion Ryan said out of his lion face, who knows if it's the truth, but this is what he said. He said they're going to support PlayStation 4 for 3 to 4 years. And this is after Microsoft, I think Phil Spencer said, Booty said, 1 to 2 years we're going to have cross-gen and then we'll dip into the next-gen stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's like half the time that the PlayStation is talking about. I don't hear nobody crying. I don't hear the PlayStation people crying to Sony about that. They're fine with it. So I'm like, why would you buy PlayStation 5 when you're still gonna get all them games, all them bangers for the PlayStation 4 Pro, whatever? And by the time they get to the new games, it's gonna be a new console. So wait, I'm telling you, wait. I mean, I might wait. I'm not like, oh, I gotta get an X or I gotta get an S. I'm not like that. I mean, it's a good price though. That's the thing. I was like, damn, that's cheap. $299, that's it? Got me thinking. You know, Legend says, I want it. I know it's not rational, but I want it. I know. I mean, that's like, you know, we're kind of, you know, geeks in the way that we want that new stuff, that new console smell. Like, you know, it's like when you go to a car dealership, you get into a new car, like, damn, it's the new car. Sniffing all the new plastics and stuff. Oh, that's good. And then you leave because you're like, I ain't paying $29 million for the damn. I'm not paying $59,000 for the damn car. Shoot. So it's just it's new stuff, you know. It's new cool stuff. And that's the thing. It's like the PlayStation 4 Pro, I think, is more than capable of keeping everyone at bay. And here's the thing. If Sony, which I think might happen, if they do a PlayStation 4 Pro Slim, that's like $299, which doesn't sound too out of the, like something to compete with the Series S. That sounds right? I mean, and if it's cheap, I'm like, shoot, I might buy one of those instead of a PlayStation 5. You know what I mean? So I would definitely say wait. On either, in any situation, wait. See what happens. See, I would say, especially on the PlayStation side, because I have a strange feeling that they're gonna re-up their system faster than we think, because the rumor is that this thing was supposed to be out last year, and that's why all their games are banging right out the gate, because they've been working on them for like 2 years already. You know what I mean? You know, Insomniac's been having that dev kit for a minute. So, you know, there's a reason why, you know, Microsoft's lagging behind because they waited so long to get the new stuff. So, Legend says, I've waited. I have my original PlayStation 4 and I never did buy a Pro. It's time for the upgrade. Oh. I mean, I guess. You got a 4K HDR and all that good stuff? Got a Super TV? Because that's another thing. If you don't have a Super TV or if you don't have... Well, actually, I think you could just have a regular 4K HDR because I don't think Sony's... I mean, they'll support HDMI 2.1, but I don't think they're really pushing 120 frames as much as Xbox is. Xbox is crazy about that. 120 frame, 120 frame. I'm like, I mean, my TV, I think, can do it, but not at 4K. I think maybe 1440p or something. Or 1080p 4K or something. 1080p 120, maybe. So, I'll see. I'll test all that stuff out, but we'll see what happens. But, yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, if I didn't have an X, then I would probably be like, yes, I'm definitely getting Xbox Series S. Because honestly, the Series S is basically an Xbox One X, except a better CPU. And it's, I mean, everything else is just better. But, yeah, pretty much. And no native 4K stuff, but still, I think it evens out pretty much. And you'll get better performance as far as frame rates over like higher resolution. And I think that's the sweet spot. I think a lot of people prefer higher frame rate than, you know, 1440p 120 versus 4K 60. You know, I'd look at 4K 60 for a hot second, but then I'd probably switch it to 120, you know. I have a 4K widescreen monitor I play games on. Oh, you have a monitor. I don't know if you really need a PlayStation 5 then. Because your monitor doesn't have HDR, does it? I don't think. A lot of PC monitors don't really have that stuff. Depending on how, I mean, yours might be a newer one. It's, yeah. But if you don't have HDR on your monitor, yeah, don't. I would try to find a deal on a Pro. Well, look, if you could get a Pro for like, I was gonna say $299. If you get a Pro for like $199, pick it up. But because like HDR, I mean, because PlayStation 4 has HDR too, but so you're kind of missing out on that. And I was too. When we upgraded to HDR, I was like, yo, this makes everything looks better. Trust me, 10-bit color versus 8-bit color is it's like, remember back in the day when the NES was like, yo, dude, we got 16 colors and Sega Master System like, yo, we got 32 colors, and everything on Sega Master System did look more colorful, but it was the games played better on NES. It's like back in the days when there was the, you know, Sprite Wars or the not Resolution War, but color. It was like colors. Look at 16 million colors. It's kind of like that. Like when you go from non-HDR to HDR, you're like, whoa. And people don't realize. People just think it's like, oh, it's just about contrast ratio or high contrast, but it's that plus it's more colors, so you get less banding. It just looks way better. So it's like crazy. Like, yo, I mean, you're in Hawaii, so I don't know how the prices go, but like we got a TCL cheap, $399 for 65-inch 4K HDR. Supposed to be 120, but it's that BS motion smoothing stuff, which it does smooth it out, but it's not true 4K. It's a HDMI 2. So, but you know the TV's like a year or 2 years old, so it's not a super new TV. Legend says, I told you before, baby, I got that cash. I want that new Sony high. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, honestly, like, bottom line is like really about just the gameplay experience. So all the extra HDRs and all that stuff is high frame rate does hinder the experience to a certain extent. But if you could play the game and you don't need to upgrade, I would say no. But like, I mean, if you could get a deal on something, you know, go for it. And also, I would say wait, because I would think that the PlayStation 5 price drop. Well, I was gonna say that price would drop faster, but they're losing dough on those digital ones, man. That's too cheap. I think they're losing. I mean, they're all losing money on them, but I think PlayStation might be losing a little more because how that cooling is ridiculous, dog. That cooling is ridiculous. Oh, that's a big ass heatsink. That's the biggest heatsink I ever seen, son. No, I think they just changed the volume wise. I think PC. There's some giant PC heatsinks, but it's comparable. If you put it in that shape, it might be the same volume. I think it's bigger. Cut it in half, you stack it up. It's about the same. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Listen, legend, I appreciate you. Appreciate you hanging in there. Stay safe. Stay happy over in the islands. Legend says I get an Xbox, but they ain't got no them games yet. And actually, it's more likely that I get an Xbox than I can get a PS5 right now. And actually, it's more likely that I could get an Xbox and I can get a PS5. That's true. You can get both. You can get an S and a digital, right? So that's $299 plus $399, which is $599. That's not bad. Yeah, but hey, I mean, you find the deals. You know what I'm saying? You make them deals, you get them deals. I'm always looking for deals. Like, yo, that's a deal. I'm gonna get that. Boop. So it's all good. But I appreciate you. Appreciate you hanging out, conversating. Even though we're on both separate sides of the border as far as video games go, I still appreciate and I still enjoy specking with you on the video games because they are fun. And we will play them until they are no morely made. No morely made. Halo Infinite. I have a feeling Halo Infinite might be better than I think it will be. Because I have zero expectations for it. But I think it's going to be good. I have a feeling that it's going to be... Does that make any sense? Legend says, I was all writing on Halo. It was all writing on Halo. If Halo looked hot, I would be buying the Xbox right now, but they pushed it back till next year. I'm actually disappointed. Yeah, I am too, but I would rather them push it back and make it good or better than put it out half-assed. And they've been doing that for a while. Like Grounded comes out as early access, so I'm playing it. And then I'm looking at these guys on PC, and they go into the code and they get all the secrets. And I'm like, yo, there's an underwater base, and then there's all kind of crazy stuff. I'm like, yo, and it's not even in my game. I'm like, all right, I think I'm gonna not play Grounded for a minute because maybe I'll just build a super dope crazy fortress bases. I might build a whole base over the whole map. You could do that. Yeah, I mean, I built a walkway all the way across the map because I was tired of getting attacked by spiders and stuff. This is before I was like actually strong enough to just smack a spider. And I just did that because I was like, I just need to get from here to there, and I just ran across. It's crazy. Anyway, I appreciate. And yeah, I was disappointed with Halo 2, but that's fine. Launches are always whack when it comes to consoles. Although I think the PlayStation launch year, 2021, will be pretty good. Just based off of what they have announced, like Ragnarok, and Ratchet and Clank, and Horizon Forbidden West. I'm not sure if that's 2021, but it might be. But if those three games come out next year, that's good. That's good for Sony. But that's like what happened with Xbox. They came out with pretty good games at the jump on Xbox One. They had Sunset Overdrive. They had Forza. They had Rise. They had... What else? They had some games. I don't remember them all. And they were okay. They weren't the best. Oh, Titanfall. Forget about that. They were definitely better than what Sony had on their side for the PlayStation 4 launch, right? But after that, you had to wait. We had to wait like 2-3 years. And so Sony's putting out their bangers first year, How long is it going to be until the next actual Spider-Man comes out, right? How long is it going to be until the next actual God of War comes out? If the game is coming out next year, how long is it going to take for them to make another game? That's where I'm saying wait, play them on your PlayStation 4. By the time the actual new games come out to be like, yo, next gen, son, new consoles coming out. You get that. You get to save money and don't do what I did and spend $500 twice in a generation. You know, I'm not doing that. So the fact that they're offering the super cheaper $299, I'm like, I don't feel bad about spending that little cash, you know, and then seeing what's up come down, you know, a couple years down the line. Then maybe I'll buy the big boy or something. Or I can pick up an X for cheap. I don't know, you know, whatever. Legend says you say that launches are always whack, but I disagree. I've seen a lot of launches out of that. I've enjoyed games that came out within the first year. I don't see why this one has to be any different. I enjoy playing Miles Morales on next gen. I will enjoy playing Miles Morales on the next gen when it comes out. I'm not getting the PlayStation 4 version. Well, I think you can get the PlayStation 4 version, and the PlayStation 5 version is free, I think, on Miles Morales, but not for the Spider-Man, the regular Spider-Man PS4. I think that's the one you have to pay for. But I think if you get Miles Morales on PS4, you get the free upgrade. I think so. You can still play on PlayStation 4 until you can wait. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You can wait. Unless you buy the $70 version, I think you can get everything. I think. Yeah. Or you can get the fit. You might as well just get the $70 version. I think that's the better. Because Miles Morales is $50. Yeah, it doesn't make sense unless you probably have Spider-Man already. So I don't know. But no, that like this is what I'm saying, that this generation, like Sony's first year is banging compared to previous years. Like it's been, I mean, Killzone Shadowfall looked good, but I don't know how good the game was. It was wasn't all that. Knack. What else? Resogun? Was it PS3 or PS4? I don't remember. Yeah, there wasn't a lot. That's what I'm saying, you know. And that was like kind of first year. And that's like exclusives. Like third party stuff is always like, oh yeah, it's there, but they're not, you know, they don't push the metal. You know what I mean? So we always, when we talk about like launch exclusives or launch titles or launch window, we're really talking about the first party stuff that'll kind of demonstrate what the console can potentially do or do, you know. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. But that's what I'm saying. PS5 looks promising for their first year, because like in the past it's kind of been whack for everybody's been whack, you know. But this is the first year where Sony's is like, and you know what? I think that is because the PlayStation 5 was supposed to be out like in 2019, so they pushed it, and then so they had more time to work on the stuff also, and it's ready now. So if it would have came out 2009, you had to wait a year. Like Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us 2 and Death Stranding would have been PS5 games. Think about it. You know what I'm saying? And then you're like, oh, they look so good. It's like, it's supposed to be next gen games. That's why. So yeah, I mean, it worked out for them, I guess, maybe. But anyway, I gotta go. I'm super tired, super hungry, cranky. And I think I have to work on this video some more, but I'm so tired right now. I'm so tired right now. I can't do it. But I gotta go. Appreciate your legend. Appreciate everybody. And where's the All Games chat at? Bye, Bridget. I'm closing your chat. And who's over here? Who's over here? Over here. Where's there's who's in chat? Alt Burr GK128 Havoc 9788 Jude High Fibre Meadow MXT Shadow Next Gen Tiger Claw Watch Dragon and Zappy Preach. And that's, I don't have nothing else. I guess I play music. Play another music. What song is this? Wow. I've got some feedback on this freaking. Whatever. Wait. Let me see. No, that's all the way up. I had to figure out where that is. It doesn't matter. Anyway. I appreciate y'all. I will see you later. Maybe on Gator. Maybe outside but that bomb Zeta. Mountain down from Connecon Breda. I'm in this thing. No, don't be a hater. Xbox or PS5. It doesn't matter as long as we're alive. We can play games all to the down night. When the bike black, cause it's gonna be alright. Alright, y'all. Tilt the weight.